We got, loyal followers.
We heard from our fans.
Unless the camera isn't recording right now.
Doesn't look like
it. It might not be recording. That would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? Well, let's see. Oh, well, you know it's not.
It's not recording.
Now that the camera's recording.
Welcome again to season 2 of the
1.
Pocket Lint podcast.
Nope, and
it's so good to have you all here.
Give up on the name. Still to the point. We'll get there eventually. It's not Pocket Lint. I'm sorry, you got stalemated online. We put out votes on Instagram and YouTube, and it ended up being 50-50 on both.
Yeah, probably 2 people voted.
It was like 4.
Okay.
4, which could still be 2, but it's around 4. We're saying 4.
It was either 2 or 4, or if it was 50%.
Or somebody abstained. I don't know.
Well, for those of you watching on YouTube, our scenery has changed.
A little bit,
We are now upstairs.
Ooh. I think it's a little... the chairs are definitely better.
The chairs are awesome.
The chairs are way better.
We should bring these downstairs if we move back downstairs.
They'll go down there eventually.
The chairs are nice.
But also,
I'm loving
soundproofing
the
there would have been a nightmare right now.
From our folding chair.
Because it's wooden floors now.
Oh, yeah.
So we would be recording the podcast in a gymnasium.
Empty cave.
Down there.
Yeah.
So this is better. So where are we starting off here? I mean, welcome everyone to season 2. I think we were just going to...
Do a quick recap?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Recap on our lives. You apparently have literally... I don't know why I'm surprised at this point based on every other episode of this. You don't do anything, do you? You have one interesting story.
I don't do anything.
You got your big...
I do have my big...
your big piece of news? That sounds weird.
The main card event of my storytelling. I went to a wedding last weekend and I got stabbed.
Which sounds
I don't want to be
lot different than
super
it is.
dramatic. And I'm not going to exaggerate, but there's no other way to say it other than I got stabbed.
I still haven't heard the full story from you.
Well, it was Martin's wedding. I'm a groomsman. All of the groomsmen got together and bought him a really nice Benchmade knife, because that's what they did for me for my wedding.
How sweet.
But Martin lives out in Ohio, and switchblades are legal in Ohio. So we were like, sweet, he's moving out there. Let's get him a switchblade to welcome him to Ohio. And
at this point, I want to remind everyone that those are federally banned, but...
semantics. Maybe he doesn't have a switchblade. But anyways, on a different switchblade... that someone in the group has, if you, launch it...
Yeah.
Into your thigh, it just bounces off.
Like you do?
Like you do. Because it just bounces off on the other one. So
we
thought...
Okay, look, I would have, before this,
we were
thought
all
you
convinced.
Had more...
No, I'm telling a story here, okay?
But why... I thought you would know better. I didn't think...
I don't know better because it works on the other one. I'll show you next time you're over. It just, boom, right into the thigh, just bounces off. It's not powerful enough, and it's not sharp enough to break the skin.
Well, apparently...
So, we bought him this brand new Benchmade switchblade. We were like, sick, dude. Try it on my butt cheek. And Benchmade makes a heck of a knife. Scalpel sharp. And that thing bounced off of my hip bone.
Oh.
It did not stop at flesh. And, he, flicked it in, took it out, and I was like, wow, that hurt. But play it off, all the boys are around. Man, that sucker stings. Ooh-wee. And then I put my hand down, and I was like, why are my shorts soaking wet? And then I looked down, and I'm like pooling blood in my shorts, running down my leg. And, but shout out Jack Dion, coolest kid on the block. He had his he's an EMT, an advanced EMT, and he had a backpack full of all the wound care stuff that I could ever need. So he gauzed me up, sealed it down, and then I put duct tape all over my leg because I did not want to bleed out during the ceremony. This was like an hour before the ceremony that this happened. It was like in the get ready room is where Martin stabbed me.
Ah.
Luckily, we hadn't gotten changed yet. Or
That
would
is
have been
very
real
good.
bad.
Was this through the shorts to begin with?
It was through the shorts, yeah.
So the shorts are wrecked.
I haven't checked the shorts.
The shorts are wrecked.
They're covered in blood.
How would there not be a hole in the shorts?
Well, no, but I don't know how big the hole is. I'm saying it's not a big cut. It's a very skinny blade. It was just so sharp.
That it
and it
very
went,
deep.
Yeah, just.
Okay, but the
shorts
have a hole in them.
Nice scalpel cut, a lot of blood. But yeah, no big deal.
That really didn't need to happen.
That's pretty much all the excitement I've had since season 1. Also, Martin's wedding was awesome. So much fun. I still tore it up on the dance floor with a stab wound in my butt cheek. So,
as you should, but
That's right.
Also,
Jack doctored me up good. Huh? Why?
Why?
Why not?
A lot of reasons.
I wouldn't do it again.
Maybe test it on anything else first.
I got to give
yourself.
Martin the greatest wedding gift of all, which was testing his brand new knife on human flesh, and that sucker was made to stab. Let me tell you, that is a stabber.
That'll do it.
Real stabby knife.
Okay, well we know he'll be good if he ever has to go to a very shady jail.
That's right. He'll be all set.
Shank ready.
Mm-hmm.
I can think of some other excitement for both of us, which is that we're uncles now.
Oh my gosh, we're uncles. Lane had a kid.
That's real weird, though. Well, not just Lane.
Well, also
that would be a scientific miracle. Yeah, in many ways.
Lane and Julia had a child, and
that's weird.
We are uncs.
That's real weird. Also, I'm the one with the mustache now, which I just noticed, even though you've been here for probably an hour.
I did shave.
That is
pretty recently.
It's weird. I think we both had mustaches when he told us
that we were uncles.
Yeah, which I felt was far too on point, and immediately shaved my mustache.
I miss my mustache
because that's a bit too much.
No, it's great. The mustache is fire.
I like it now. It just fit the.
It was time for a change.
It fit the role too much. That was too much of like. I feel really old now. Even though there are plenty of people who are like younger than their nephews and nieces.
Exactly.
It still feels old. Uncle feels old. This is a conversation we had, which I think uncle feels older than dad. Doesn't it? Like if you think uncle, the man you picture is older than the generic man you picture when you picture dad. It's right between dad and grandpa.
Uncle.
He's like old enough to be kind of.
I'd have to think about it.
Well, think about it.
I don't think so.
You don't. No, uncle definitely.
I know a lot of people who are young and have babies, and I know their siblings who are aunts and uncles already. So I know a lot of my friends are young uncles. Like Martin's an uncle.
That poor kid.
Chase is an uncle.
Don't go near him with the knife.
Yeah, no. Watch out. Watch out for his knife. She bites.
I'm getting a phone call right now, but...
You're getting a... Oh, okay. I thought the entire app just quit.
No, the entire app did not quit. That would be...
I saw it go to the home screen of your laptop.
You just get up and walk out. All right. That's it.
Good to see you. We'll try again next week. Anyways, what's happened to you? How's school? Anything exciting? Don't tell us everything.
Trying to think. There's so much stuff, and I'm sure you experienced this too. That I can't really think of specifics.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. What are some exciting things? I was actually recently on the. I almost said on the phone. On the FaceTime.
On the FaceTime.
I don't think anyone says that, but on a FaceTime. I don't know how that works. With one of my friends who is an author. Which shameless plug Talon by Jaden Gelso. Go read it. It's a good young adult sort of dystopian, kind of like Hunger Games, that same genre. And he was selling pretty well on Amazon recently. But
sick. We
had been talking about co-authoring a book together at some point, and just like while we're in school, and we were just doing a little more loose planning, even though he's busy with other books and obviously at school.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty busy. So just
A little
doing
bit.
some loose planning for that. But that is exciting, and like the idea we have, I think is genuinely
That's cool.
very good.
Do you want to keep it secret, or? would
I
you
mean,
like
I'm not
to
going to reveal all of
reveal
it.
the whole plot?
I'll give you like a loose genre, which would be like sci-fi noir mystery,
Like a detective, like a sci-fi detective,
something like that.
Like-
That kind of vibe,
like
dark and brooding. Like
what's that show?
you're gonna have to be more specific.
Lane
than
tried
that.
to show it to me, but I never watched it, so I can't remember.
I have no idea.
It's like
Is it one of the shows that like I wouldn't have watched? Was this Lane came back from college and showed you, and I was like
yes,
13,
Yes.
so not watching that. So like
Correct.
Dark Mirror or
Black Mirror
Black Mirror,
is a great
Dark
show.
and Black Mirror.
Dark
Those are
and
the
Black
two, yeah.
Mirror. I still haven't watched Dark.
It's not one of those.
It is one of those, but it's not either of those.
Oh, it's okay.
It's one of those shows that
I
he
see.
came back and showed me, but it's not
one of
Dark
those.
or Black Mirror.
Gotcha.
Black Mirror's fire, sometimes, depending on the
I
episode.
wouldn't know.
It's got some good episodes.
I
I'll show
would
you
not
some.
know.
What else? What else? What else? That's cool.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
exciting.
awesome. I mean I've been loving it there. Hillsdale College. Woo. Again, shameless
Woo-woo.
plug. You didn't go there. You don't get to woo.
I can be a fan.
I guess. You're not a fan.
Fine. I rescind my support.
We saw your
I
fan.
rescind
no,
my support.
we saw your fandom.
No longer a fan of Hillsdale.
No,
I take back my
we-
woo-woo.
we
Okay, you
saw-
guys don't want outside fans?
We
You
saw.
won't get any.
We saw your fandom in your application to the school. Maybe that
Half-hearted.
was just scorn to mom.
Half-hearted. It was just I
Mostly?
didn't want to go there.
Yeah. That's kind of fair. I feel like you wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
No.
I don't know
wouldn't.
why. I genuinely wonder why Lane went there sometimes.
I wouldn't go there if I had the choice still now.
I mean, like,
But I like
it's
the
a good school. But Lane now would have, he would agree with me, benefited way more than Lane when he was in college.
Well, that's true of all of us.
No, but like, I feel like there's a big difference. Like, he would have actually
No,
tried
dude,
to.
are you kidding? If I went back to school now, I would
I guess that's true.
enjoy it and get way more out
All
of
right,
it.
I guess that's true.
Every
All right, it's
season of your life is you look back and are like, man, I should have tried harder and paid more attention.
Yeah. I was thinking, just as far as careers go, my major and stuff have like switched around. I went in thinking maybe biology, now probably philosophy, just because there's so many interesting things in the world, and also Hillsdale in particular. For the most part, not everything. There are certain things that I'm like, yeah, nope. Even though I have a lot of friends in economics, no appeal, none at all. I know it'll get you a job. That's great. But that's just, I don't want to be watching paint dry for the rest of my life.
Economics
Like,
is a
you
lot.
would enjoy that more than me.
I would like
the numbers
business or like
are too much for
accounting.
me.
Economics is like the science of it, and that'd
Yeah.
probably go over my head.
No, but currently I'm thinking maybe some form of teaching, at least part-time. Because there's another Hillsdale charter school in New Hampshire that Lane was applying to, and I thought also it would be cool
That would be nice.
to be a coworker with him if they move up here. And also just to stay in the area-ish.
That'd be great.
So, like, as at least somewhat of a plan.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Is there anything else that's very interesting? I feel like there are going to be things that come to mind either during the rest of this episode or after that I'm like,
Probably.
oh, I, like, flew to the moon or something.
Yeah.
Shoot! That. I met the president.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I
there we
reinvented
go.
the wheel. I forgot
Yeah,
to tell you.
All I can
No.
think of is Dr. Arn, the president of the school, calling my roommate and I ladies as he drove by on his golf cart.
Ladies?
He didn't even stop. He just, a tip of the hat as he
That's
drove
awesome.
by solo on the golf cart while we were walking across campus.
And he said,
We
ladies?
both died laughing.
That's so funny.
It was very fun.
Were you dressed like women?
No, we were just dressed. Okay. To be fair, both of us.
Why are
dressed,
you hesitating with this?
No,
answer?
not like no,
Okay.
but a bit flamboyantly.
Mm.
Like you and viewers know, I sometimes dress in
All the
odd
same
textured
color.
and colorful ways. Sometimes,
Yeah. You like
Sometimes this
you
is.
like a good romper.
I do like it. I think it's a romper. I've had many arguments.
It's
with
not
people.
a romper.
Why?
Rompers are one
There can be
pieces.
2-piece rompers.
No,
Okay. Moving on. This is
there can't be.
last
Anyways.
season's ghosts. I don't know why. I think I was wearing pretty normal clothes at the time.
And he just said, ladies?
Ladies just kept driving.
That's awesome.
And it was great because it was a golf cart, so it was going like 10, maybe 15 miles an
Mhm.
hour. It wasn't like, wow. It was like, oh, and we can He can hear us laughing as he's driving away. What else? Is there anything? I know how to play squash now.
I don't.
Which, if anybody watches Frasier, they do a lot of that, and I now have way more respect for them. Because as much of a ninny as I sound by saying it, squash is really tiring. It is probably the best cardio that I've had in my life. And I am not...
As a non-squash player,
I'm not exaggerating.
that sounds pathetic.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
And again, you are talking to the guy who got a cramp playing Wii tennis one time.
That's like saying pickleball players are the best athlete there is.
No.
They are in the best
I was comparing it to
of their
pickleball
lives.
because you know how hard I play at pickleball when we're playing each other.
Yeah.
We both do.
Oh,
me running
the
into,
one versus
almost
one
running
games?
into the net also by the end of it. Because that was like my heart rate, which you now know is also kind of weird because you've had a little bit of training for EMTing. That my heart rate will go from like when I'm sleeping low 40s, sometimes 240, maybe lower. But then during physical activity outside, like pickleball, it used to get up to 190 plus regularly.
That's good.
But
That's
after
good exercise.
squash... after doing that for the full semester and coming back and playing pickleball,
Now that you're a prime
it
athlete.
barely broke 170,
Nice.
which is a lot better for me. But pickleball, it's also just because that's my style of playing. Like, there are some people, like my roommate this coming semester, who had played, he's from Colombia, he had played in a couple tournaments there and stuff.
Pickleball?
No, squash.
Oh, okay.
And he came in knowing a little more about it than me. And he's got way more of, like, a finesse with the, which I didn't really... I'm never good at that. Like, I can't put a spin on a ball with a racket. I cannot do that. Pickleball, whatever. He's way better at that. Like, the placement, tapping it against the wall. My whole game is just...
Run.
I'm pretty strong. So, like, I'll hit the ball really, really hard. And then just run as much as humanly possible and not care about my safety. Which is why I almost lost a tooth via hitting myself in the face with my racket. I smashed my Apple Watch on the wall. Oh. And I also had, like, second kneecaps from going down and sliding.
So you were just all over the place.
I was dead.
Yeah.
I was very dead. But very fun game. It is called Aristotelian Squash Rackets, the official class title. And the best answer I could get out of our professor, who I love, is that it's because it had an end goal, like an end telos of physical wellness, which didn't seem like it met the criteria for calling it Aristotelian squash. It much more sounds like we would be reciting Aristotle while playing.
Yes. You didn't do that?
No, none of that. That would be way more impressive. Anything else?
Well, that was wicked boring.
I'm sorry.
Anyways.
Do I have anything more interesting? I don't think
I'm sure it would have been more interesting if I knew how to play squash. Yeah. But I don't.
It's a good game.
What else?
I found out about like dorm warfare and stuff, which going into school I was like, I have no idea. Also, I found out via that how soundly I do indeed sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Because one of the attacks that
I think I've heard this
another
story.
dorm did was they came in at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. into our dorm, because there's always ways to get in.
Yeah.
They ran down the hallways. They kicked open doors that weren't locked. So they kicked open as many doors as they could. Turned on all the bright hospital lightings that dorm have.
The LED.
And just yelled.
Fluorescent
and
lights.
Were just yelling and swearing into our rooms. And then just booked it out. A couple of them got taken down hard because we have a couple wrestlers in our dorm. But I slept through the entire thing. And my bed is almost...
You're right
in the doorway.
Yeah,
it's basically door frame.
You have to
and
climb
then my bed
over
post.
your bed to get to most of the room.
Yeah, didn't know it happened until middle of the next day when I sat down at lunch and everyone was like, "Man, that was awful last night," and I was like, "What?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What happened?"
Was your door locked?
No,
they threw it open.
We were one of the rooms that they kicked open, turned on the lights, yelled.
Interesting.
Right next to my head, nothing. So apparently I just die when I sleep.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a gift.
Except if...
Don't let anyone tell you it's not a gift.
Except if alarms don't wake you up. Then that's not helpful. Although I don't have any 8 a.m. classes next semester, so that's good.
That is good.
All right, besides that, I think we had one game we wanted to play, which we do have a little bit of time. And it was just going to be kind of a short game and a continuation of one that Lane and I had done.
I'm trying to remember.
Which was answering some of the internet's burning questions. You know, the like little debates that people...
Settling debates.
So some of the ones that Lane and I had done were like, how many Nope.
Try again.
Having a... Hep, I'm having strong.
Hep, I'm having a strong.
How many holes does a straw have?
There
That's how you
go.
English.
How many strolls does a ha have?
Yeah.
Dummy.
That is what I was going to say. I mean, can you answer that one?
2. Oh, how many strolls does a ha have?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen a
I
ha
would say
in
3.
person. I've never seen a ha in person, so
Okay.
I don't care to comment.
Okay, we can go over a couple of these.
Since we are the final authority on all information,
Yeah,
and
so
are
I'm
qualified
gonna
to answer these
exactly.
questions.
I'm gonna skip some of the ones that Lane and I did and see if we can get some new ones.
Okay.
Is peanut butter a liquid or a solid? I think it depends on the peanut butter. Real peanut butter is for sure a liquid. The peanut butter that is inside of Reese's peanut butter cups,
That's a solid.
solid.
That's
For
not
sure.
peanut butter.
I don't know what it is.
That's peanut butter flavored chocolate.
That's like how
solid
you know how
thing.
Moose Tracks isn't actually an ice cream; it's frozen dairy dessert technically.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's. I think at least every Moose Tracks
Just
I've
'cause it
found
has so
because it has
sweet-
so many other things in it that there's not enough dairy to legally qualify as ice cream. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
So I think that is like
Interesting.
nut paste.
Yeah, that's nut
Nut flavor paste.
peanut butter flavored paste.
Allergen paste.
Yeah.
So what would you say?
Is peanut butter a solid
I
or a
gotta
liquid?
go with a liquid. Real peanut butter is for sure a liquid. If you pour that, it'll take
It's
a
a
while.
liquid.
But if you
Yeah,
put it
it'll
on
take
the
a
counter,
while.
it will.
It's a liquid.
Yeah.
It's a liquid.
Is it a liquid? Yes.
Depends on temperature, but it is a liquid, I think.
Everything depends on temperature. Is water a liquid?
Yeah, okay. Heard.
Okay, this one I don't actually know. If you bake 2 lasagnas, then stack one lasagna on top of the other.
That's one big lasagna.
How many lasagnas do you have?
Just one.
I think I'd agree you have one.
It's you just
they
made
morph
2.
into one.
Yeah.
It's a marriage of lasagnas.
That's like saying I made a cake, but it's a layer cake. How many cakes do I have?
One.
You just have a layer cake.
It's-
It's just a cake.
It's a marriage of lasagnas.
It's a bigger cake
That's what it is.
than it would have been if you only made one of them.
Yeah,
It's a bigger lasagna, but it's just one.
I agree. Which of these superpowers is better, flight or invisibility?
Flight.
I say invisibility all the way.
No,
If I can pick one of those,
Flight. 1,000%.
would be cooler. I'll admit that, at least most of the time. But the fun you could have with invisibility, along with the fact that, depending on your moral structure, you would
could
never
rob
need to
a
worry
lot
about
of
anything
things.
at all. You
Yeah.
could do that, but I'm also just saying, like, bare necessity-wise. Also, you don't need to do that.
What do you mean?
You could
like,
just
sneak
you could
into
just be
people's
like,
houses
"Yo,
and go to sleep?
Jim, my friend the magician, you tell all these people you're going to do some cool stuff. Leave me to do the rest. They'll just busk on the street and they'll give you so much money."
True.
Ooh, look, the marble is floating. Whoa!
That would...
You could you could do that so easily.
No, flight's the
Flight?
obvious answer.
Flight would be awesome. But
Yeah.
you have to worry about so many things.
Like what? How
how
awesome
fast
it is
can,
to
can a
fly?
human being go? Also,
Terminal velocity.
You'd be hitting bugs like a car windshield.
Only if there's bugs up there.
And birds, probably. Also, there's a limit on how high you can go.
I would strap an O2 tank to my chest, and I would be at cruising altitude.
You would be frozen.
going wherever I wanted.
You would be
I get a big
frozen.
coat.
You would
Get
be
a
going
big coat and
the,
an O2 tank.
the wind resistance. That would be like flying with a parachute.
Yeah, sweet.
I think you're wrong on that one.
No,
Invisibility,
I'm right.
like, come on. The one problem with that is it doesn't really make sense for the clothes you have to turn invisible with you. That seems like a upgrade. So, like, base level
Like the
invisibility,
Incredibles suit,
you're
Violet
100%
suit.
just in the nude constantly.
you would have to be.
That's the only way that works, which is very unfortunate.
It is,
Because
but
that makes that's
do
got to
it.
take a while to get used to.
you gotta
You can't
really trust your power.
You can't say you're walking
you
down.
really have
That's
to
an
trust
Emperor's New
your
Clothes
power.
moment.
Yeah, you can't. There can't be like, oh, but if I get nervous, sometimes I become re-visible.
Yeah.
There has to be like total control. Also, I want to say, my choice is flight unless I have to flap my arms, and then my choice is any other superpower, because that would be the worst.
Awful hummingbird up there.
Yeah.
Draw the figure eights,
No.
man.
But if
Okay,
it's
that's
just
fair.
like levitation and like
That'd be pretty cool.
telekinesis of my own
What
body.
if you got like, you know, have you seen the videos of the trains in like Asia that have the windows that can turn opaque when you're going past like private apartments
Nope.
and then turn transparent? You haven't seen this?
Nope.
They just go white.
I've seen windows like that.
Okay, they just go white and then back to transparent.
That's pretty cool.
You need to get like underwear or clothes that are like that. So if you turn not invisible, they go all white. But otherwise,
it's
you're just wearing
transparent.
glass.
But
which-
then they'd see the glass.
I guess. But they just see like, it would look like it's hot out, you know? In a,
If you're far
in a
away.
human-shaped column.
Yeah.
Man, that's
You're
weird.
like, what is that heat
Some
column
odd
there?
weather.
And it's not like they can't feel you. They'd be like, what is that? Holy crap, this is a guy.
a body.
Yeah.
Also, they'd probably just see your like if you look at something, you're gonna see like and hear footsteps.
When you're invisible, do you cast a shadow?
no, that's got to be part
No?
of it. That would wreck everything. Then you're just Peter Pan's shadow. That's all he is. Maybe
You're
that
right.
is all he is.
No, that was a
No,
dumb
maybe
question.
Peter Pan doesn't have a shadow. He's just got an invisible dude behind him the whole time.
And it's just his shadow?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't make any sense, because the whole thing of being invisible is that you can see light
Go through you. That is the point.
So you're not casting a shadow. Because that's
no, maybe it's like
exactly
maybe
what
it's like
the
TV
superpower
panels.
is.
You know, like the
like it
like
just,
the ship in
it
the
shows
Avengers.
you what's behind it, but it still casts a shadow.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of little LCD panels.
Maybe.
LED?
Like the aliens
Something.
in Chicken Little.
Gosh, I haven't seen that movie in a while. I think I know what you're talking about though.
The panels.
Okay, on to the next one. Oh, I don't think Lane and I talked about this one. Maybe we did, but it's always a good question. Are there more doors or wheels in the world? I devoutly believe wheels.
It's gotta be wheels.
So strongly believe
Yeah.
wheels. Because think about Hot Wheels cars. There are no
Shoot.
doors on them. There are things that look
That's
like
true.
doors, but are not.
I wasn't even
There
thinking
are a
about that.
lot of working wheels on those.
But think about...
Where are there a lot of doors but no
Dollhouses?
wheels? Okay, there are some doors there, you're right, but there's probably a good chance those come with, like, Jeeps, too. Or whatever. Convertibles.
Where is there a lot
That's
of
big
doors?
in the doll and action figure space.
You're right. Wheels.
Wheels are
I would have said
big.
wheels even before you said that, but yeah.
And like 18 wheelers?
It's definitely
Way
wheels.
outnumbers the doors.
2 doors, 18 wheels? That's
Three doors because you got the back, probably.
Oh, you're right.
But
Still,
3 doors
that's
versus
That's a 1 to
huge
6 ratio.
Yeah. Did you do that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I trust you with the numbers. That
18 divided by 3 is
I
6.
didn't trust it because it was too fast. I was like, well, that can't be right. He's just throwing a number out there.
Thank you very much.
You think you could fake me out with some random ratio?
Yeah, the answer is wheels,
Okay.
I think.
Well, neither of us know enough to answer that question.
No, ask it. I do.
Who would win in a fight? 1 billion lions or every Pokemon?
Oh, yeah, no. I was like, this is an easy... What do you mean? I know about lions. All the Pokemon?
All. I don't know
Or
how
1
many
billion
of each.
lions?
I'm assuming it's one of each.
I'm not familiar with the Pokemanes, but...
Pokemon and his friends.
Pokemon, yeah, never met the guy, but I believe his little pets
I believe in
have
Pokemon.
superpowers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe
I can't. I don't
they
know
have
anything.
superpowers.
I know more than you,
so
though.
I'm
You have
going
shown
with
me.
the Pokemans.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's the Pokemans.
I'll go with you. The
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
The Pokemon.
The
yeah.
Poke people.
Yeah.
Poke persons.
Yes.
Persons of Poke.
Correct.
Okay. Would you push a button for $1 million if someone at complete random died? No.
Do I get anything, or it's just
No,
you
get
took a life?
No, I said for $1 million.
Oh, okay.
You skipped over that part.
I did not
It's
hear
like,
it. I
kill
thought-
button.
I-
Let's go. Bam, bam, bam,
I
bam,
thought you
bam.
were just like, would you push a button
No.
if somewhere in the world somebody died?
Maybe you'll get a serial
That's
killer.
the whole question.
Maybe you'll get him.
For $1 million? No, I wouldn't.
No, I can't
As a
believe
Christian,
you just.
I would not.
I can't believe you just skipped over that though.
I didn't hear it. Sorry.
It's like
I didn't hear you say it.
Random kill switch?
I was waiting for
I'm
it to
on
come
board.
at the end. I thought it was going to be like, but you get $1 million. No, I wouldn't.
All right, who would win? Everyone. This is an easy question. Everyone in the United States aged 18 and under versus everyone in the United States aged 60 and older.
Who would win?
Yeah.
18 and under.
I 100% agree. Although
in the U.S.
Okay. Huge birth decline. So the 60 plus is
they're numbers,
old though.
But
they're
no,
near
all
the end of life.
off.
Yeah.
That's
gotta be 18 and under.
There is some absolute weapons of 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds out there.
That's very true.
That look like they're
under
in their
18,
mid-20s.
So 17's max, I think.
Okay. Well, still. There's
plenty.
some 17-year-olds that
who are
could
in the
ruin
NBA already.
Some 61-year-olds. Absolutely
that is very
ruin
true.
them. Granted, there would be a lot of casualties on the under 17 plus. The 3-year-olds would go quickly.
That is very true. Well, you got all the newborns out there too, Teddy.
All just the
baby
infants.
Offerings. That's tough.
Yeah,
there would be a lot of casualties.
There would be a small group of special forces under 18s versus a large group of general soldier over 60s.
And a lot of dementia.
Yeah. But they don't hit very hard.
A lot of the old people.
They're aggressive.
No.
But they
paranoid schizophrenics.
They don't hit very hard at all.
They could hit. The schizophrenics could hit.
They could. Yeah.
They probably
that's 60 to 70 age. That's where you're going to find most. Once you get past that, pretty much
easy
the
target.
12-year-olds can handle them. Yeah. That's not going to be a worry.
Okay.
But I'm going under 18.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Okay. Last one, and then we'll end the podcast for mercy's sake, because this was a catch-up podcast.
We're going to try to keep
we have
our
some more interesting
shorter
ones
this season.
We're really bad at that,
because you guys can't just spend all day listening to us, and we get that.
Yeah, bite size is better a little bit. A little bit more bite size.
You know? Try to make it the length of a commute.
Last question, is water wet?
Is water wet?
Yes. I think it is. In the same way that to properly understand goodness, God is good means that he's the definition. Like, whatever goodness is defined by him. I think that wetness is defined by water.
Water
is in fact the most
water
wetness.
Is the gold standard of wetness.
Water is
anything
wet.
That's wet is more like water than it was previous.
Exactly. It is the wet. It is the form of wet.
You took it way too deep.
I'm aware.
But
philosophy
your logic checks out, and I think I agree with you because of that.
Yeah,
because it is
more like water.
It is more like water.
Taken on water.
To say something is wet is to say that it is either more like water or has more water.
Exactly.
In it, with it.
Exactly.
It is made up of more water than it previously was. So water is not only wet, but it is the wettest.
It is the wet.
It is
the definition.
As wet can get.
This is true. Also, if humans are like 70-something% water, you're 70% wet all the time.
All the time. We're sopping wet. Just walking
That's true.
around.
Nearing the definition.
My shorts were soaked when I got stabbed.
Well, that wasn't water. That was not water.
That
was mostly water. It was not water, though.
It was not water.
It was not water.
Don't drink that.
Don't go near Martin either.
I said he could do it. He didn't just do it. He was like,
"Can
I do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude."
I would hope.
No, he didn't.
I would hope
he didn't just come up and
shank you
me
like an hour before his wedding.
Wild.
That would be.
No, yeah, I said he could do it.
I would have some numbers dialed up on my phone. I'll say that.
Again, no regrets.
I'm happy for you. That's great. Don't bleed on the chair.
It's almost healed up. Every morning I change the Band-Aid and I put duct tape over it to make sure I don't bleed through my work pants.
That is very unfortunate.
There. Well.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. That's enough about that.
Bye. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed, feel free to do any of the following. Like.
Subscribe.
Share.
Turn on notifications.
Leave a rating.
Download.
Or donate.
Follow us on Instagram at @tothepointpodcast_.